Yo, what is good, everybody? It's your boy Golden Falls, Golden What If, whatever you want to call me, and I'm back. We are back with What If Tanjiro Had Grim Reaper Breathing, the movie, another little demon slayer. What if? Holy, I'm excited for this one. I'm super excited. I hope all of y'all are excited because we're gonna get right into it, right off the rip. Let's get it. There was once a world in which demons run rampant, where humans couldn't go out at night because of their fear of being eaten, until there were people who decided to become something called a demon slayer, using breathing techniques that defeated various types of demons. But even that wasn't enough. It was said in legend that when the earth got ran over by creatures that should be dead, a person would be born with a power of death itself. Many thought it was the Grim Reaper, and others decided to call it this mythical death breathing. With that said though, many never thought the legend would come true, until one day a boy with the brightest smile was born. A boy by the name of Tanjiro Kamado was blessed, or maybe even cursed, with the power of the Shinigami, other known as the god of death. Mom, I swear it's fine. I don't mind going out into town. I know, honey, but the snow is pretty bad. It's okay, Mom, I promise. I'll come back as soon as possible. Tanjiro and his family sold coal to a nearby village, and he wanted his family to have a good New Year. So he decided to depart from where they were to the village. When he arrived, the villagers said his name, excited to see him, and asked for help, and obviously bought some coal. After helping everyone and running around, he was out of coal, and then he began to head up the mountain. Wow, it's already night? I should probably hurry up. Tanjiro, before he could even head up, he is stopped by a man telling him about man-eating demons, and that going up at night is not a good idea. Reluctantly, Tanjiro agrees and sleeps at the man's home for the night. While sleeping, Tanjiro began dreaming, and he saw a black figure with a scythe approach him. The figure then lays the scythe at his feet, and then disappears. Tanjiro wakes up in shock to see that the sun is now up. He thanks the man and heads out. Tanjiro, on the way up, begins smelling something foul, like blood coming from his home. What is that? Tanjiro runs to see his house and his whole family dead. No, this can't be happening. Tanjiro runs to Nezuko, feeling her pulse, and she still has one. Please live. He runs and turns his head to see the spirits of the rest of his family waving goodbye to him. Knowing that this is life or death, he keeps running though, to find help, until Nezuko wakes up as a demon and tackles them both off a cliff. What are you doing, Nezuko? Nezuko grows in size, trying to bite at Tanjiro through his hatchet. Out of nowhere, a man dashes, trying to slash at Nezuko's neck. Tanjiro rolls, protecting her. What are you doing, kid? That's a demon. No, she's my sister. Don't kill her. The man shakes his head and takes Nezuko, without Tanjiro even seeing him move. Huh? How did you... You want to save her, kid? Take her from me. The man puts a sword to Nezuko's neck. Tanjiro throws a rock at him and circles around the trees and charges at him with his hatchet. The man shakes his head and is about to knock him out, but sees as Tanjiro's hatchet flashes into a scythe. The man barely dodges and knocks him out, and then knocks out his sister soon after. This kid, does he really have that power? The man grabs them both, covering Nezuko, and brings them both to the Hashira mansion. They both arrive at the mansion, and he throws them both under the shade in front of the master. Hello, Tomioka. Who did you bring here? Seems like one of them is a demon. I know, master, but this kid, I think he has that power. The master looks in shock, saying to put restraints on the demon, and they will speak on her fate after they speak with the boy. Tanjiro begins waking up and sees the hashira in front of him. Where am I? Hello, Tanjiro Kamado. You are at the Hashira Mansion, the living area of the highest level of Demon Slayer, a group that kills demons. And why am I here? Wait, where's Nezuko? Is she okay? Your sister is a demon, and we had to kill her. Tanjiro's eyes grow wide and a dark aura begins to emit from him. You killed my sister? Tanjiro is about to charge at the master, but is stopped by Tomioka. Sorry, kid. She isn't dead. But that was the only way we could learn if you truly had the right power. They then show him that Nezuko is currently sleeping and that the master did some mind meditation on her to basically hopefully control her, urges to eat humans. Sorry, Tanjiro, and your sister will be sleeping for a while. Tanjiro nods, saying everything is okay as long as she is okay. Well, your sister is a demon, but that is where you come into play. You need to cure your sister. But you need to learn how to basically fight off other demons because, that's part of being a demon slayer. Also, we don't know how to make a cure, so you'll have to find that out on your own. Tanjiro tells him that he'll do anything. Glad to hear it, because you begin your training now. The Hashira stand up and they literally all volunteer because they've all heard the legends of basically the one who holds the death breathing or is the reincarnate of the Grim Reaper. Wow, this is out of character for the most of you, but Tomioka will be training him. Tomioka, seemingly hesitant, thinking he wasn't going to be picked, walks up to Tanjiro. Let's go, kid. Tanjiro follows him and Tomioka throws him a wooden sword. Come on, attack me. Tanjiro does so, but Tomioka is gone in an instant. He tries over and over again, but couldn't do anything. Tomioka tells him that he has a long way to go and that he will make sure that he can protect his sister no matter what. Tomioka looks at Tanjiro's face and it flashes and shows the young version of Sabito that he remembers, reminding him of someone who he couldn't protect. Mr. Tomioka, who's that behind you? Tomioka turns, but nobody's there. He has a scar on his face and he's waving. Tomioka tears up, but then wipes it away. Let's continue, Tanjiro. For the next 2.5 years, Tanjiro's trained with Tomioka, and he began to learn his own powers, but could only master about 3 forms of his breathing that they deemed as death breathing. I think you're ready, Tanjiro. Yeah, I feel ready as well. With my 3 forms and total concentration breathing constant, I should be able to hold my own. Tomioka begins to think that Tanjiro is currently underselling himself by a lot. He made 3 forms of his own breathing type in only 2.5 years' time, and still was able to master total concentration breathing constant. Tomioka then sends off Tanjiro with Kanao to the final selection. How are you, Kanao? She just nods and he shakes his head. She begins flipping around her coin and he grabs it and smiles. It's a long walk, so how about we play a game, Kanao? I will flip this coin, and if it lands on heads, you'll start listening to your heart and what you truly want to say. And if it lands on, tails, you can continue as usual. Tanjiro flips the coin and catches it. It lands on heads and he smiles, saying that the voice inside your heart is very important. She slightly speaks, saying thank you, and smiles, and he smiles even more, happy that she actually spoke without any assistance. They then arrive at the final selection, and many potential demon slayers wait, and the 2 proctors explain that they will need to survive in a demon-filled forest for the next 7 days. Tanjiro enters the forest and is immediately jumped at by these demons, but they stop in their tracks and run away. Huh. Interesting. So Tomioka-san was right. Tanjiro remembers back to Tomioka telling him that Tanjiro gives off this aura depending on how strong the demon is. And the stronger demons will sense it, but not as strong as, well, weaker ones, explaining it to be some sort of bloodlust for demons, depending on how strong, he is and how strong they are. Tanjiro makes his way through the forest and hears someone screaming. Tanjiro approaches, seeing a massive hand demon chasing the slayer. The hand demon turns to see his mask.
Oh, you must be one of Kodaki's brats.
Tanjiro looks at the demon and shakes his head. No, my master was trained by him, but I'm currently being trained by the current water hashira. The demon begins to feel the aura of Tanjiro, but tries to keep his intimidating tone.
Well, kid, come to die just like that boy with the scar and that little girl.
Tanjiro's face drops, remembering the story he was once told. He dashes at the demon with his sword. Death-breathing, second form, Soul Reaper's judgment. Tanjiro slices down into the demon, and every soul and human the demon has ever killed and consumed begins to swarm him, and eventually the demon disintegrates. Tanjiro walks up the mountain, killing off any demon in his sight. Eventually the 7 days were over. When he arrives, he sees very few people are even left. The two proctors come out and Genya approaches one of them, grabbing their head, saying to give him the ore he wants. Tanjiro approaches him. Enough, Genya. Tanjiro moves his arm, and Genya just scoffs, saying that he doesn't care. Chosen one or not, he doesn't respect him. Tanjiro backs up, and then they are allowed to pick their ores. He picks his ore pretty quickly and heads back to the mansion. What is his problem? Chosen one. Does he even know what this power is? Tanjiro then sees someone walking next to him. Oh, Kanao. Sorry for just leaving you like that. She just smiles and just keeps walking. They both arrive and send off their ores to get their, swords. So, Tomioka, what should I do today? Tanjiro, just rest. You will be doing a lot very soon. Tanjiro nods and goes to his room and talks to Nezuko, who is, happy to see him. He tells her everything that is going on and that he will be doing his best to get a cure for her. But I do think it's best for you to stay here, Nezuko. Tanjiro pats her on the head, but she seems to get sad that Tanjiro will be leaving and she can't even go with him. Tomioka enters. Kid, here. Tomioka shows him a box that was made for Nezuko, and she crawls in it and shrinks. Thanks, Tomioka. I guess you can come, Nezuko. Tomioka tells him that it's no problem. After some time, Tanjiro's Nichirin sword is brought to him. When he grabs it though, it turns into this shadowy black color, and it isn't a sword anymore. It turns into a scythe. The weaponsmith is in shock, but Tanjiro and Tomioka are not surprised, because Tanjiro has done this before, and the idea that the Nichirin sword would do this is not too far-fetched. The weaponsmith leaves, and as this happens, a crow swoops down and lands on Tanjiro. The crow tells him to head off to a city to the north of his original home, and that there was a demon that roamed around in the light of the city that never sleeps. Tanjiro heads off, taking Nezuko, saying his goodbyes to Tomioka and the others. He heads off, and when he arrives, he gets food from a cart and sits and eats. Now where could that demon be? He begins smelling something horrible. But not only horrible, but familiar. It's him. Tanjiro runs off, and he runs to a man and grabs his shoulder. He turns and the man hands his daughter off to his wife. I know who you are. I don't know what you're talking about, kid. Death breathing, first form, death's gate. A black mist surrounds them, putting them in a state outside of normal reality. Muzan, I know it's you. You're smart, kid. And frankly, I know the power you have. And you may even be able to kill me right now, depending on how far along you've gotten. Tanjiro is about to strike him with his scythe, but Muzan stops him and keeps talking. Now, Tanjiro, let's not get hasty. Let's think about this. You can try to kill me, but how many humans can I kill before you finish the job? So I recommend we both leave unharmed and meet another time. Frankly, this is a win-win situation for you, because there is no guarantee you are even strong enough to kill me. Tanjiro realizes the scenario and lets down his death gate. Muzan turns and tells him that he will see him soon. Tanjiro walks back to Nezuko, and as Muzan leaves, he shakes his head and begins crying, feeling that he just let the killer of his family slip through his fingertips. Kid, don't feel bad. That was a good choice. Tanjiro looks up to see another demon, another one, and he introduces himself as Yoshiro, and that lady Tamayo wants to speak with him. Tanjiro, sensing no intent to really kill from him, walks with him. They walk through a fence and then into a building with a woman demon waiting. I brought them, Lady Tamayo. Hello, Tanjiro. I'm glad you decided to come. What do you want? Well, I heard of the legend and had to see for myself, and I want to offer you something. What is it? She explains that she is a demon, but she doesn't want to eat humans and doesn't eat humans at all, and that she basically can help find a cure for a demon if he provides her with the blood of the top demons called the 12 Kizuki. Is there anything else? Well, I think your blood will also... Before she could even finish, he cuts his hand and puts it in one of her vials. Anything to save my sister. And if that's it, I will be going now. She nods and thanks him. Just know, if you are lying about this, I will be back to kill both of you. Tanjiro leaves with Nezuko and both the demons nod. Nezuko kind of shakes in her box, telling him that that's not the normal Tanjiro. That he was very rude and, mean, even without saying a word. He basically knows what she's saying, and the crow lands on his shoulder, telling him that there's a mission ahead, but 2 demon slayers are currently handling it. And so he basically tells him to head back to the mansion, that Tomioka wants to speak with him. Tanjiro agrees and heads to the mansion, and when they arrive, he is greeted by Tomioka. Hello, Tanjiro. I have something for you to do. We have gotten a notice that a family of demons are currently living in a forest not too far from here. So I want you to go and handle it, because it seems that the other demon slayers are not enough to finish the job. Because, well, they're not coming back out. Will do, Tomioka. Tanjiro also explains to him what happened, and he looks at him in shock, and that at the fact that he not only met Muzan, but Muzan even admitted to the potential of Tanjiro beating him. I will let Master know. You can go on now. See you soon, Tomioka. Tanjiro leaves, and after some traveling, he arrives at a forest. He begins to smell demons and even comes across a couple demon slayers strung up on these various strings or webbing. They begin attacking him, but Tanjiro just slips by, knowing that once he kills the demon, it won't matter. He comes across this headless demon, in which he slices it into pieces using his scythe, finally finding the main demon, who is shaking in fear. Tanjiro begins to think, why is she doing such a thing? And she looks at him, seeing him, and she cowers, because in her eyes all she can see is the Grim Reaper himself. Tanjiro approaches her, and what she sees begins to change to a sweet boy standing in front of her. I'm sorry. I can tell that you didn't want to do this, but I am just the executioner. Tanjiro slashes her head off. As long as you have eaten a human, unfortunately you must die. Tanjiro walks off, hearing a conversation nearby, but also a fight between what sounds like a loud demon slayer and one who can control thunder breathing is fighting another demon. Tanjiro approaches the voices instead. Be useful to me, and if not, you can't be part of my family. I'm so sorry. I'll make it up to you, I promise. The sister demon runs away, and the brother demon turns. Oh, it's you. You don't look very intimidating to me. Why do you treat your sister like that? That's none of your business. You are intruding on my family. Now die. The demon Rui then sends these strings toward Tanjiro, but he slices through them and charges at Rui. You should have answered my question, demon. A mist grows around them both as the fight continues. Rui begins looking around. What is happening? Rui begins to see his family, and they reach out to him. Tanjiro stands watching as the demon's face changes. You aren't bad, you are just misunderstood. But I have to kill you. I hope you can find peace in the afterlife, demon. Rui begins crying and Tanjiro slices his head off. But as he does this, the spirit floats away to his parents, and they hug. The mist goes away and Kanao jumps in front of him, and in her own way asks what happened. He explains that he killed the demon here, and she tells him that she basically helped the other slayers kill the rest. Tanjiro then falls over and she catches him. Sorry, Kanao, I'm just really tired for some reason. Tanjiro passes out because he didn't realize what he did in terms of letting Rui see his family. Basically opening that type of portal to the other side drained him immensely. She carries him and one of the other helpers tells her that they can take him, but she refuses and takes him herself. She brings him to the Hashira mansion and sets him on the bed. Tomioka enters asking what happened, and she just shrugs. Tomioka then thinks that he should have expected that response. Hours pass, and Tanjiro finally wakes up to Kanao and Tomioka next to him. Tanjiro, what happened? Well, here's the thing. I kinda learned that I can allow someone to see their families on the other side, but I didn't know how much it would actually take out of me, so I kinda passed out. Tomioka shakes his head and tells him to be more careful. Kanao then speaks as well, telling him to be more careful as well. Good to hear that you're listening to your heart, Kanao, and I promise to be more careful. Tanjiro slowly gets up, feeling a burn mark on him. What is this? Tomioka looks to see the mark and tells him that he didn't think it was true, but every top demon that is killed, the Grim Reaper gets a mark on his body to signify it. Oh, so is it some kill confirmation? That I'm not so sure, kid, but it could be more. It could definitely be more than that, but the legend doesn't say much more than, well, what I just said. Tanjiro then asks what about the other slayers in the forest that he heard fighting, and they tell him they are in rehab, and actually he will help them train with Kanao. He agrees, and after about a week or two, the demon slayers by the name of Zenitsu and Inosuke begin their rehab. It is then Tanjiro's turn to teach them. Okay, you two, I want you to attack me.
Don't underestimate me, Tanjiro. I will beat you.
Inosuke charges at him, but when he strikes at him, he's gone. Too slow, Mr. Boar. Zenitsu attacks as well, but misses just like Inosuke. They continue to do this until both of them are just tired out. They continue this training until they finally are able to touch Tanjiro, and he explains to them that they need to learn something called total concentration breathing. Total concentration breathing constant. After some struggle and some convincing from Shinobu, they cave in and agree. Tanjiro continues training them, and during one of their training sessions, Tanjiro's sword lights a blaze. Both Zenitsu and Inosuke ask him how is that even possible, and that they thought he could only have one breathing style. I thought the same thing too. Tanjiro began trying to learn more and more about, well, how to train this breathing form. They finish their training, and Tanjiro approaches Tomioka about this fire breathing, and he tells him that he should ask Rengoku about it, but he just left on a mission. Tanjiro says he'll meet up with him, but Tomioka tells him to basically bring the other two with him as well. He agrees and says goodbye to everyone and heads off to the train. When they arrive, Inosuke and Tanjiro begin questioning what this so-called train is, but Zenitsu just tells them to just go inside. They search for Rengoku, eventually finding him eating food. Delicious! 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 Tanjiro approaches him. Rengoku, I would like to speak with you. Oh, Tanjiro! What is it? Well, I seem to have unlocked some sort of fire breathing, and I was wondering if you knew anything about it. Rengoku tells him that he doesn't know much about it, but it might be in the history books of, well, flame breathing that he has at his old home. He promises Tanjiro that he will take him there after the mission concludes. Tanjiro thanks him, and the lights begin to flicker. Two demons appear, but as quickly as they do, Rengoku slices them down. Inosuke and Zenitsu look on in awe, but Tanjiro is confused because he sensed something before, but those were not what he sensed. An attendant comes in and asks to stamp their tickets, but before that could even happen, Tanjiro knocks him out. The three of them ask what is he doing, and he says that he can sense foul intent in the action of him stamping the ticket. They look into the next cart to see everyone passed out. Good call, Tanjiro. The demon must be at the front of the train. Tanjiro basically tells him that he'll force the demon out of hiding. He touches the wall with his scythe. Death breathing, first form, death's gate. The entire train begins to get covered in a black mist. Oh, this is interesting. The demon is the train. The three of them look at him in shock, and Tanjiro tells Inosuke to come with him. They get to the front of the train and find a panel where the demon is.
Where's the demon, Tanjiro?
Should be around here somewhere. Right under this panel, actually. Tendrils then begin attacking them. What are you doing? You should be sleeping, enjoying your fantasy. The demon then realizes who's in front of him. Master didn't tell me you would be here.
Of course, the great Inosuke will be everywhere, including your nightmares.
The demon stares in fear, and Tanjiro just shakes his head. Inosuke destroys the neck under the panel. Tanjiro charges at the demon, but gets caught and falls asleep. Tanjiro looks around to see his family home, but then a shadow figure slices at his neck and he wakes up. He turns to the demon. Death breathing, second form, Soul Reaper's judgment. Enmu turns in shock, getting sliced and absorbed by souls. Inosuke slices the demon's neck, and the fight is concluded.
Good job, Tanjiro. Following my lead is always the best.
Tanjiro just smiles and agrees. They all evacuate the train with the passengers, and Rengoku tells Tanjiro that he's impressed with all of them.
Yeah, you're right. That was very impressive. They all turned to see Akaza, the upper rank 3 demon. Now I think it's time to send our Grim Reaper friend back down to hell. Akaza charges at Tanjiro and he barely is able to block, kicking him away. Rengoku, are you ready?
Of course, Tanjiro.
They both charge at Akaza, trying to put a crack in his defense, but nothing seems to be working until Tanjiro comes up with a plan. Rengoku continues the fight and tries to get Tanjiro an opening. Akaza punches Rengoku in the gut and pleads him to become a demon and that they could fight forever. Rengoku then grabs his arm.
Tanjiro, now!
Tanjiro comes barreling from the sky, death breathing, third form, Grim Reaper sacrifice. Tanjiro strikes Akaza through the body, and his body begins to corrode and slowly disintegrate. Tanjiro collapses in pain because the form tears your muscles to shreds in exchange for a supposed guaranteed kill on an opponent. Before Akaza could actually die though, he rips off the corroded parts of him, leaving part of his torso gone as well as one of his arms gone. Tanjiro looks in shock that he isn't dead, but then realizes something and smiles.
I can't regenerate. What the hell did you do, kid?
Tanjiro slowly stands up.
Shut up, you stupid demon.
Death breathing combination form. Hell flames. Flames surround Akaza and Rengoku, and the flames from his fire seemingly weaken Akaza, and the wounds on Rengoku begin to heal. Tanjiro passes out, and Rengoku fights on, and is close to actually killing Akaza until Akaza realizes the sun is out and begins to run. With no fear of the hell flames anymore, he runs through them, getting burn marks all up his legs that he'll never be able to regenerate. All permanent damage. The hell flames disappear, and Rengoku approaches Tanjiro, and he picks him up.
You did good, kid. Better than what most of us would have done.
And that's a wrap. It is over for this What If. As y'all know, the new Demon Slayer season is coming up very, very soon. We're not actually gonna get, I think, regular new Demon Slayer stuff until like December. It's gonna be a lot of a recap of the Muzan train arc or whatever, which super hype as well. But if y'all enjoyed this enough, comment down below. Manga edition, manga. If you guys want a manga edition, I'll do it for y'all. I did it for the Kurama one because y'all wanted it so bad. If I get enough comments down below, I'll do it. Make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, get on your mom's phone, subscribe, hit the like button, get on your grandma's phone, hit the like button, subscribe. You know what I'm saying? Boys, on the road to 8K, about to be 8K. We're on the road to 10K before the end of the year. I know we can get it before the end of the year. This is easy for us, bro. We're the best community on YouTube. Let's get it. But yeah, that's about it. I hope y'all enjoyed this What If. And if you did, like I said, please leave a like and subscribe. And also comment down below any future What If suggestions. If that means for Demon Slayer, if that means for Naruto, which I really want to do. It's just Naruto What Ifs are very long, and I hope you guys realize that. But I do plan on eventually doing a Naruto What If. Or bringing back Naruto What Ifs, and also My Hero Academia What Ifs, which I do all the time. But yeah, that's about it. I hope all y'all have an amazing day, and yeah, later.